Imagine a life with less worry, less stress, and more happiness. Sounds amazing, right? What if I told you the secret to this life is already inside your mind? Welcome to English Journey. I'm Celine, and on this channel, we help you grow personally while mastering English. We release new videos every day to help you improve your English skills and build a better life. If you want to understand the simple secrets to a happier life and boost your English at the same time, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We have key takeaways and a short quiz for you at the end, so make sure to watch until the very end. Don't believe everything you think. A summary for English learners. Today, we're talking about a very powerful book called Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen. This book helps us understand why we suffer and how we can stop. It teaches us that suffering is often a choice, not something that just happens to us. Joseph Nguyen explains that he wrote this book to help you find everything you've been searching for and the answers to all the questions you've had your entire life. He believes that you will not be the same person after reading this book. Understanding thoughts and thinking, the core distinction. The first big idea in the book is the difference between thoughts and thinking. This is very important to understand if you want to alleviate your suffering. Thoughts. Thoughts are like simple ideas or observations that just pop into your mind. They are the energetic mental raw materials from which we create everything in the world. Thoughts happen automatically, without effort or force on our end. We also cannot control what thoughts pop into our minds. The source of thoughts comes from something beyond our minds, like the universe. For example, I'm tired is a thought. I forgot to reply to that email is a thought. I want to start a podcast is a thought. Thoughts are like raw materials. They are neutral. They are effortless and spontaneous. Thinking. Thinking, on the other hand, is a verb. It's something you do. It's what you do after a thought appears. It's actively engaging with the thoughts in your mind. This takes a significant amount of energy, effort, and willpower, which is a limited resource. For example, if I'm tired is a thought, then I'm always exhausted. Why can't I get enough sleep? I'm going to have a terrible day at work is thinking. If I forgot to reply to that email is a thought, then I'm so disorganized. They're going to think I'm incompetent. This is why I'll never be a team leader, is thinking. If I want to start a podcast is a thought, then, but my voice sounds weird. And what if I run out of things to say, is thinking. Thinking often starts with, this is really, and what if? Unnecessary judgments and mental stories can cause fear and hopelessness. The book explains that thoughts are creative and positive. They tell you what you truly desire and care about. But thinking is neither of those things. In fact, it's destructive and negative. As soon as you start thinking, you begin casting your limiting beliefs, judgments, criticisms, programming, and conditioning onto your thoughts. How thinking causes suffering, the root of our misery. The main message of the book is this: thinking is the root cause of all our psychological suffering. Joseph Nguyen says that our own thinking is the beginning and end of suffering. The more you allow your mind to form opinions about what's happening and stories about what will happen, the more you suffer. Our minds are designed to help us survive. They constantly look for dangers in our environment. Our minds don't only analyze the world in front of us, but they also use memories of past experiences and predict future dangers. This was helpful in the distant past when real dangers were everywhere, like dangerous animals or deadly berries. But today, our brains still act this way, even in safe places like our homes or comfortable offices. This leads to constant automatic, anxious thinking. We worry about what to wear or eat, ruminate over old conversations, and fret about how we were perceived. We second-guess colleagues, endlessly redraft emails, and convince ourselves minor health symptoms are serious. This constant anxious thinking creates suffering. The book explains that we feel negative emotions only when we are thinking. The more thinking we have, the higher our thought-ometer goes. And if it goes into the red zone, we feel extremely stressed, burned out, frustrated, and angry. It is not the content of our thinking that causes stress, but that we are thinking, period. The amount of thinking we have going on is directly related to the amount of stress and negative emotions we feel. For example, if you hate your job, just thinking about it can make you feel stressed and angry, even if you are at home relaxing with your family. Two people can be doing the exact same job but have completely different experiences of it. The only difference is how they think about their job, which determines how they ultimately feel about it. This echoes what the Stoics have said for millennia. It's not the events that disturb us, it's our opinion of them. How to stop thinking and end suffering. The pause method. So, if thinking causes suffering, how do we stop? The book introduces a simple method called pause. This method helps to calm your mind when it's in overdrive, like a car engine redlining. The most important idea is that we don't have to engage with our thoughts. We can choose to let them go. When we stop trying to do something with our thoughts, our minds naturally become clear. Imagine a bowl of dirty, murky water. If you leave it alone, the dirt will settle at the bottom, and the water will clarify itself. Our minds work in this way, too. If we let our thinking sit without disturbing it, it will settle down on its own, and our minds will become free. The natural state of water is clear, and the natural state of our minds is also clear if we do not disturb it. Here's what pause means. P. Physiological. Sigh. This is a special breathing technique that is a powerful, research-backed way to reduce stress and reset your nervous system in under 30 seconds. You stop whatever you're doing and slowly take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Then take another sharp inhale through the nose. After that, make a long, steady exhale through your mouth, like a deep sigh of relief. This can calm your nervous system very quickly. A. Ask yourself. During the exhale portion of your physiological sigh, ask yourself, is my thinking helping me feel the way I want to feel right now? If the answer is no, move to the next step. U. Understand. Understand that thinking is a choice. You can choose to drop your thoughts at any moment. S. Say this mantra. Say this mantra to yourself to remember what's at stake. Thinking is the root of my suffering. This helps to reinforce a powerful truth. E. Experience without judgment. Simply feel what you are feeling without judgment. Stop resisting your thoughts or emotions and just let them wash over you. Imagine you're standing waist-deep in the ocean, feeling waves crash into you. The more you allow yourself to feel, the faster the waves of thought calm down and your mind becomes still. Just feel what you're feeling without adding judgments, opinions, or stories on top. After doing this pause, you will find yourself in a different state of mind. You will be no longer overthinking, just present, like an elite athlete in the zone. The power of non-thinking, unlocking your potential. When we are not thinking, we can achieve amazing things. This state is often called the zone by athletes or flow state in Western culture. In Japanese culture, it's called Mushin. Mushin describes a mental state where the mind is freed from anger, fear, random thoughts, and especially ego. It allows a practitioner to react without hesitation, drawing on training and intuition. In this state of non-thinking, we perform at our best. Athletes don't think through every step. They simply trust their intuition to guide them in real time. They don't ask, "What happens if I miss the shot?" They just shoot and respond to the outcome. The highest performing athletes describe being in the zone, which is a state of flow or non-thinking. Thinking hinders performance in all areas of our lives. Hesitation, reluctance, doubt, insecurity, and fears are the byproducts of thinking. We become more creative and innovative. When our minds are quiet and we are in a flow state, we are usually at our most creative and innovative. This is because we're not thinking, but rather letting thoughts flow through us. Albert Einstein, for example, played the violin when he was stuck on a difficult problem, quieting the noise in his head and letting the answer emerge. Thomas Edison understood creating space for new thoughts to enter his mind, as he would hold steel balls in his hands while sleeping, letting them drop to wake him with solutions. We are more productive. A small task like replying to an email should take 5 minutes, but once overthinking creeps in, your brain starts spinning with worries like, "What if I say the wrong thing?" or "What if they judge me?" This makes a simple task feel huge. An overthinking brain can complicate simple tasks. When we stop overthinking, tasks become easier. We connect with our intuition. Author Joseph Nguyen says that our intuition will rarely show us every detail of how to create what we imagine, but it will always show us the very next step to take. Trying to figure it all out in advance leads only to overthinking. Your intuition is like a real-time inner GPS that will guide you exactly where you want to go. The book emphasizes that our natural state is one of joy, love, ecstasy, freedom, and gratitude. We don't need to try to think positively to feel good. Positive emotions are our default. Our natural state of being is joy, love, and peace. It's only when we start thinking too much that we block these natural feelings, and our thinking takes us away from those natural states. The intensity of the positive emotion we feel is inversely related to the amount of thinking we are doing. The less thinking, the stronger the positive emotion. Goals and dreams. Inspiration versus desperation. The book also talks about how we set goals and pursue our dreams. The source of our goals and dreams determines whether we feel great about pursuing them. There are 2 main ways to create goals. Goals from desperation. These goals are created when we feel a large sense of scarcity and urgency. They feel heavy, like a burden. We might feel daunted, experience imposter syndrome, and self-doubt. We constantly feel like we don't have enough time and frantically search for answers externally. These goals are typically means goals, meaning they are a way to get something else. For example, wanting a multi-million-dollar business because you want financial freedom, or wanting to quit your job to escape stress. These goals are usually realistic and created by analyzing our past experiences. Paradoxically, if we achieve a goal created out of desperation, we often feel more empty afterward. Goals from inspiration. These goals are created when we feel deeply moved, inspired, and expansive. It feels like a calling rather than an obligation. It feels like a powerful life force coming from within us, wanting to be expressed. This is why painters paint, dancers dance, and writers write, even if they never get paid. We are creating from a place of abundance instead of lack. In this state, we create not for any reason other than simply because we want to. This creating comes from a place of wholeness and abundance. It's an overflowing of love and joy for life. These goals are often divine inspiration because the ideas and visions seem far bigger than what we could have imagined ourselves. Divine inspiration knows no boundaries, limits, or constraints. It's an expansive force that energizes and lifts us. In this state, we feel whole, complete, filled with unconditional love, joy, and peace. We don't analyze, compare, criticize, or rationalize, but truly live, love, share, give, create, grow, and nourish. To create goals from inspiration, we need to be in a state of non-thinking. This allows thoughts from the universe to come into our mind that lead us to divine inspiration. Children naturally have the wildest dreams and imaginations because they haven't learned to shut down these thoughts of inspiration. The 3 principles of human experience: how our reality is created. The book introduces 3 main principles that create our experience of life. These principles were first discovered by Sydney Banks. They work together to allow us to experience everything we do, and if one is missing, we wouldn't be able to experience anything. 1. Universal mind. This is the intelligence behind all living things. It is the life force and energy that is in all things. It's how an acorn knows how to grow into a tree, how planets stay in orbit, and how our bodies heal. Many people call this God, infinite intelligence, the quantum field, or source. This is where thoughts come from, as well as everything else in the universe. All things are connected by universal mind, and any seeming separation is an illusion of our thinking. When we are connected to universal mind, we feel whole, fulfilled, and filled with love, joy, peace, and inspiration. It is only when we start thinking and believing in the illusion, or ego, that we block this flow and feel separated, frustrated, lonely, angry, or fearful. Universal consciousness. This is the collective consciousness of all things. It is what allows us to be aware that we exist and aware of our thoughts. Without universal consciousness, we wouldn't be able to experience anything, and our 5 senses would have no use. It brings things to life and makes them perceivable to us. Universal thought. This is the raw material of the universe from which we can create. It is our ability to think and create form from the energy of universal mind. It is the object we can perceive through consciousness. Without thought, we would have nothing to be aware of. These 3 principles work together to create our reality. We live through our own perceptions of the world, not in reality itself. Reality is just a series of events happening independently of thought. There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. As Shakespeare's Hamlet said, how to live in non-thinking. Practical steps. Living in non-thinking means reducing the time we spend overthinking. It's not about stopping all thoughts, but about allowing thoughts to come and flow through us while minimizing the thinking about those thoughts. The simple act of becoming aware that we are thinking and that this thinking causes suffering helps us detach from it and allows it to settle and pass. It's normal to go back and forth between thinking and non-thinking. We are spiritual, infinite beings having a physical, finite experience, so we will naturally move between anxious, stressed states and joyful, peaceful states. The goal is to minimize the time spent in thinking and create more moments of joy and peace. When negative emotions appear, it means we are believing our thinking. Just remember that thinking is the cause, and the negative feelings will lessen. Key takeaways for living in non-thinking. Create space. When your mind is full of old thinking, new ideas cannot enter. Just like the teacup in the Zen story, if your mind is full of old thinking, it's impossible for new thoughts to come in. Stop trying to figure everything out and surrender any manual thinking. This creates space for new thoughts and ideas to enter your mind. Trust your intuition. Your inner wisdom or gut feeling knows what to do in any specific situation. It's like a real-time inner GPS that will tell you when to take a detour or which path to take. Society will almost never confirm your intuition until it's mainstream. Avoid looking externally for answers and follow your intuition. This is a state of non-thinking or flow. Accept that nothing is good or bad. There are no wrong decisions in life, just like there are no wrong keys on a piano. Our thinking gives us pleasant or unpleasant feelings. If we see different political parties as different keys on a piano, with no inherently wrong ones, we open ourselves to love, joy, and peace. Channel new energy. When you stop overthinking, you used a colossal amount of energy that is now freed up. This energy used to go into thinking, but now you can channel it into your goals of inspiration. This helps prevent the energy from going back into overthinking. Create a supportive environment. Your environment can either support non-thinking or make you more prone to thinking. Eliminate things that may trigger you back into thinking, like distractions. For example, remove physical or digital items that cause anxiety or overthinking. Have a morning routine. An activation and ritual, or morning routine, helps you get into a state of non-thinking and flow immediately when you wake up. This builds momentum in a positive direction, making it easier to stay in that state for the rest of the day. Overcome destructive habits. As you create more space through non-thinking, you will become more aware of negative, destructive habits that lead to suffering. When you become aware of a behavior you want to change, write down the details of when and how it happens, what you're feeling before it, and the specific thinking patterns involved. Understand the beliefs you have around this habit and how they cause suffering. Then, consult your inner wisdom for insight on why you truly want to change. When you receive the insight, allow yourself to fully feel freedom, peace, and joy, and the feeling will be lighter. When you begin living in non-thinking, you'll feel great, without many worries or problems. You might feel unfamiliar with this new peace, and your brain might try to make you think something is wrong, causing you to doubt this new peaceful state. But it's important to have faith and trust that things will be okay. Your mind is a great salesman and knows exactly what to say to bring you back into its vicious cycle of destructive thinking. At this moment, you have the choice to have faith in the unknown and stay in happiness, peace, and love, or go back to the old patterns of familiar pain and psychological suffering Quiz time. Now, let's test your understanding. Answer these questions in the comments below. Question 1. What is the main difference between thoughts and thinking? Question 2. What is the root cause of all psychological suffering, according to the book? Question 3. Name 2 steps from the pause method. Question 4. What is Mushin, or flow state, and how does it relate to non-thinking? Question 5. What are the 2 types of goals discussed in the book? Don't forget to write your answers in the comments. And that's our summary of Don't Believe Everything You Think. Remember, books are powerful tools not only to grow your English skills, but also to grow your life. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in your journey. See you in the next video.